Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. There's one concept called mujahada. What does mujahada mean? Struggle. Man jahada fina lanahdiyannahum subulana. You have to exert effort. Without effort, you will not get anywhere. In any proverb, French proverbs, Chinese proverbs, Gujarati proverbs, Urdu proverbs, any book of wisdom will tell you without effort, you will not get anywhere. But what you have to understand is what is actually effort and useful effort. Okay? Let me give an example here. Let's say, for example, we're here in this house. Okay? Now, you want to perform 2 rakats at home, tahajjud, at home, before you go to sleep. And you say, well, if I do wudu here, in the sink here, it's only 20 feet walk, 10 feet walk. And if I go upstairs, it's a longer walk. If you like upstairs, that's different. But I want to go upstairs because more effort. And this is a waste of time. Or you say, for example, I'm going to walk to my neighbor's house, or walk down the street, or go back to the masjid, do wudu there. And pay for the wudu, because then I'll do wudu, pay wudu there, and then donate some money to the masjid using the water extra, and then come back home for my 2 rakats. This is effort, you're exerting effort, but it's not the objective. This doesn't have this doesn't have intrinsic value. Like, for example, wudu. So wudu has instrumental value. I don't know if it's the correct word to use. Maybe, I don't know. If I'm wrong, Allah forgive me. Like, wudu is an ala. That's why the fuqaha have mentioned that when you do wudu, you carry out ibadah with this. And if you do a new wudu for a new salah, that's fine. But to do wudu al-wudu, you already have wudu, you do another wudu, and you've not carried out any salah. You're not going to any ibadah, just doing another wudu. Just, you do wudu, you finish, and it's straight with another wudu. This is not israf, this is wastage. Why? Because wudu is an ala, it's a tool. It has instrumental value. Are you following? And things that have intrinsic value, the effort you exert in those is worthwhile. Now, for example, we should perform masjid, we should perform the salah in the masjid. So now if you walk from home to the masjid, right, even if it's cold, even if it's raining, what will you get now? You'll get reward. Because now, this now has intrinsic value. This effort and the thing you're trying to achieve has intrinsic value. Now, effort in here is actually worth the effort putting in. The other place is a waste of time. You're not understanding the value. So put yourself under unnecessary difficulty. This is not part of Islam. Rather, we should use the rukhsa, and we should use the things that Allah has bestowed upon us. The name Allah says, okay, we have water in our house. So easy for us to get water straight away. You have cold water. If you're in a hot country, you have cold water. You're in a cold country, you have hot water. It's like straight away you have hot water. Name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Use that. There's no value, there's no intrinsic value in cold or hot water. Rather, similar in drinking water. There's no intrinsic value in drinking either one of them. What is it? So you say, oh, I'll drink hot water, so it's not as enjoyable, so I can punish myself and go to difficulty. This is nonsense. Rather, some ulama have said that we should use the ni'mah of Allah. There's a hadith as well, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala likes to see the ni'mah that is bestowed upon a servant on that servant. Allah has given you health, then use that health for goodness. Allah has given you wealth, then the wealth should be seen upon you within moderation. Allah has given you food, and enjoy the food. And some have mentioned that when you use these ni'mah that Allah has bestowed upon you, your love for Allah increases. You become, because we are very weak. So when you see that you have a ni'mah that Allah has bestowed upon you, use the good food and say, Allahumma lakal hamdu wa lakal shukr. Allah has given me food. You can travel, you go for umrah, so alhamdulillah, Allah has given me wealth, I can travel for umrah. Allah has given you health, use that health. Allah has given you a car, whatever you have, so use the ni'mah. And you only need to exert effort in things that are objective. You understand? Like, for example, the example I gave you between wudu and salah, wudu and going to the masjid for salah. In there you exert effort, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you reward for your effort, and that will bring closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in other things which are not have intrinsic value, when you do mujahada, you try to exert effort and put yourself through difficulty, then it's not bringing the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rather, it's almost a type of ungratefulness for the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Understood? Allah give us tawfiq. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka.